It's been a particularly devastating summer for wildfires around the world, from Greece to Canada to Hawaii. And now researchers say forest fires are becoming more widespread and more intense. Here's our science editor, Rebecca Morell.
At times this summer, it's felt like the world is on fire. Flames racing across swathes of land, destroying homes and lives. The images are unforgettable. But how bad has this wildfire season been? Looking at the total area affected by fire, so far this hasn't been an unusual year, although we're only partway through it. But there are some exceptions. In Europe, Greece has seen some extreme fires, one of the largest ever recorded in Europe. But countries like Portugal and Romania, the area burned has been below average. Over in Canada, huge fires have been raging for months, their worst wildfire season on record. But in the US, it's been quiet. In California, a wet winter and cool spring has lowered the fire risk. In Hawaii, though, the fire was small, but its impact was enormous. The death toll is still rising, making 2023 the deadliest year for wildfires this century.
Hawaii kind of shows that you can have really intense fires as well. It's actually the intensity of the fires as well, rather than the size, but how hot it was, how fast it spread, how easily it spread. Kind of just shows that those kind of fires can be devastating, and with the amount of people who've lost their lives.
So what's the overall trend? Are wildfires increasing? The answer isn't straightforward. This shows how the total area of burnt land is changing over time. The line is going down. The area is decreasing year on year. It's driven by a fall in savanna fires, mainly in Africa, part of the natural cycle. They make up about 70% of that total area burned, but as land use changes, the area is getting smaller. Forest fires, on the other hand, cover a much smaller area, but they're becoming more widespread.
On the forest area around the world, especially outside of the tropics, we've seen a substantial increase in fire, not just in area burned, but also in the intensity of fire. This is where we see all those big implications. They generate a lot of smoke, they generate a lot of carbon emissions. If they're close to population centers, they can be deadly.
As parts of the world battle wildfires, what's the impact of climate change? Climate change is leading to hotter and drier conditions, helping wildfires to take hold. Scientists estimate that since 1979, the global fire season is now 27% longer. And the United Nations projects that extreme fires could increase by 50% by the end of this century. Where the fires occur is also shifting.
We're also seeing this trend of wildfire activity going further north, which is why in the UK over the last 5 years we've seen a kind of upward trend as well in wildfire activity.
The Northern Hemisphere's season isn't over yet, and summer is just starting in the Southern Hemisphere, so all eyes will be on what happens next. Rebecca Morell, BBC News.
Thousands of homes are without power in Taiwan, where Typhoon Haikui has made landfall. Intense rain and winds are lashing the eastern parts of the country. Almost 4,000 people have been evacuated from high-risk areas and businesses are closed. All flights, rail and ferry services have been suspended and workers have been urged to stay home.